Good morning. You are in a school, a familiar place with familiar people. You are told to surrender all your personal belongings to public administrators. Never seen this person before. Your car, backpack, purse, phone is now in the hands of the school district to do with it what they please. How would you feel about that? Threatened? Uncomfortable? Invaded? Resolve that Pennsylvania school districts are not allowed to search a student's personal belongings. Your personal items are of importance to you, and once they are sifted through, examined, or even taken away, there is a level of uneasiness to replace your now gone personal belongings. Random or even scheduled searches are a huge invasion of privacy to students that can call for many problems to arise. In order to prevent students from ever feeling uncomfortable in a place that they attend every single day, personal searches need to involve warrants, documents used to officially confirm or guarantee the justification of a search, permission from a parent and or student, along with a certain specified time and location. First of all, your belongings are your belongings. Almost everybody has a personal item or two they will not like the school to see and or thoroughly examine. Search warrants cannot help to solve this issue. As stated by the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing a place to be searched, and the persons or things to be seized. Basically, without a reason, the school should not be able to touch your belongings. The negative may in fact argue that as students, when we enter this very building, we drop all of our rights and hand them off to the school. As the affirmative, we are simply suggesting a compromise. Restrictions. Once the school gives a reasonable cause for search and seizure of a specific personal item of yours, it is your duty as a student to hand it over, although your duty certainly does not go thus far as to hand over your car, backpack, and the rest of your personal property within the school building. That is simply unreasonable. For instance, a case that appeared in the Supreme Court, Stafford Unified School District versus Reading, told the story of a young girl, Savannah Reading, and how she was forced to agree to be searched because of a mere suspicion that she was in possession of drugs and or knives. The faculty then took advantage of this and strip searched her, or in other words, removed all of her articles of clothing in order to conduct a simple search, and proceeded to find nothing. Absolutely nothing was found on Savannah. The court then decided in favor of Savannah and stated that the search was in violation of her privacy and the Fourth Amendment. Also, parent permission if the student is under 18 should be necessary in order to conduct a simple search. If the parent is uncooperative, then the case can be taken into court or resolved somehow via negotiation or simply a submission of the opposing side. Secondly, student permission should also be required in order to conduct a search. A contract should be handed out in the beginning of the year with full information included on it about their rights, restrictions, etc. Student Rights, a reference handbook is a book by Patricia H. Hinchy that elaborates upon student rights throughout the country. They ask for a student's consent, which constitutes a waiver of their Fourth Amendment rights. However, such consent must be voluntary in order to be legitimate. This statement means that schools must ask for your permission in order to conduct a search, or at the very least have some sort of consent. These are your items, and having them taken from you should never have to happen unless the situation is urgent. The negative may argue that personal searches can help to prevent drug abuse and promote safety school-wide. But is it really worth it to have your things searched monthly, weekly, possibly even daily, just to see if there's a chance that a student is in possession of drugs and or weaponry? In March of 1984, a case was taken in the Supreme Court regarding the finding of cigarettes from a teacher involving a student, New Jersey versus TLO. This case goes into detail about how a student was unrightfully searched, won in court, and therefore sued a school. It is happening all around us. Student permission simply says to the school that the student is at ease with these repeated searches, and that they are willing to help in any way possible. Lastly, in order for the school to show their students some respect, they must conduct these searches at specified times and places. Embarrassment and shame are only two of the emotions that a student might feel while being stripped of their personal belongings in front of their friends, peers, or even during a class period. The negative may argue that this will give the student time to dispose of possible drugs, weaponry, or anything illegal to be carrying around in school. But we argue back. The student will not be approached until the time of their search after school and will not be searched until they are in the privacy of an office and or an empty room. This ensures that the student is comfortable with their surroundings and what's currently taking place. In conclusion, in order for a school to conduct these searches at all, they must have, or the search itself must involve warrants, a permission, and a certain specified time and location. Any faculty member or district administrator must have a warrant stating specifically what the search is regarding and why. The Fourth Amendment must never be violated during these searches without student consent or the consent from our parents. And finally, in order to keep the student comfortable and at ease with the search, it must be conducted in private and not during school hours. As students, we do in fact have rights and privileges. Privacy is an extremely valuable privilege, so why not protect it? Vote affirmative. Thank you.